being a part of the CPAP meeting. Today is Thursday, October 1st. Happy first day of the month. It's the first. Wake up, wake up. So it's the first of the month. And my name is Johnny Andrade. Can you unmute Captain Baez, please? We're gonna keep the captain unmuted and Sergeant Ward and the executive council, and they could just mute themselves while they while this happens. So everyone has their agenda. Please look at the chat to pull it up. So again, Johnny Andrade, Captain Baez. We have a pretty tight agenda today, and just to keep us moving forward, we will have our Sergeant of Arms, Miss Mary Freeman, to kind of keep us in line to try to keep everything moving forward. So we're going to start off with introductions. We have quite some folks on here today. So if we can get that started, Captain.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. I really appreciate everybody taking the time. I know everybody's busy, so thank you for being here. I'll get started right away. Just wanted to, first of all, say welcome to anyone who's new here today. I want to take an opportunity to welcome all our city partners as well that are here today joining us, and our CPAP board, which I'll have each of them speak and introduce themselves. If you're not aware, Johnny Andrade is our new co-chair, and him and I are working together along with the rest of our executive board and our CPAP board. And Johnny, thank you very much because you've hit the ground running. Really appreciate everything that you're doing, and I'm really excited about where our CPAP is going to be going, not only towards right now and towards the end of the year, but for next year. We're a lot of great ideas and good things happening. So I'm really excited about what we can do to kind of meet our goals and make our community safer. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to take an opportunity also to let you know about who our senior lead officers are. I know we promised you a senior lead map. Hopefully that got passed on, but I have a copy of it here, and I just wanted to let everybody know who their senior lead officers are in their area. 13A41's area, that is Yesenia Rodriguez, Officer Yesenia Rodriguez. We also have on loan in area 13A43, that is Daniel Liam. Another officer on loan for us is Tom Cardona, and he is in area 13A63. One of our stays who's been in the area for a long time in the southern portion of our division in 13A93 is Frank Contreras. Another officer who's been on loan but has been here for a while now in area 1385 is Antonio Hurtado. In the Pueblos area and is 13A75, that's Officer Mike Fernandez. Just going in the middle of our division, area 13A27 is Lance Blake. And in the northern portion of our division, we have Officer Steve Ralph in 13A9, and then on loan in area 13A13, which is also the northern portion of our division, we have Andrew Garcia. And they're all supervised by Sergeant Joe Ward, and they're doing a great job. A lot of transition in our community relations office, unfortunately, right now, but I'm excited about some of the new blood that's in there. They're really anxious to do good work, and a lot of good stuff that's happening. So that's who I'm going to introduce. I'll let our executive members come forward each at a time and let you know who they are, and then we're going to move forward with the agenda.
Great. So let's, Reina.
Hi, everyone. My name is Reina Andino. I'm with Synergy Academies and secretary for the CPAP.
Miss Mary.
Hi, my name is Mary Freeman, and I'm with Zapata King and Bethlehem Temple Church.
Great.
I don't think Gilbert's on yet.
Do we have... Okay, well, it looks like
Sergeant Ward.
Pastor Shepard. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, Pastor Shea here, pastor of the Experience Christian Ministries in the South Park area, 47th Place in San Pedro.
Thank you. If we have any members of the executive council team that are on the phone, please raise your hand and we will go ahead and mute you. The reason we're using the mute and unmute feature right now is because we have a lot of attendance in today, and we would hate folks to get cut off or simply not be able to hear because of background noise. Perfect. Okay. So, Miss Mary, I know we have something special for Gilbert, but I don't see him on. Should we wait?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So moving forward, so one of the things that we've been discussing in the during CPAB, and we have the birth of a new almost group, is the CSP. So we invited Sergeant Eddie Limon this afternoon to come out and actually provide some information on CSP, what CSP means, how will CSP work with CPAB in order for us to meet our goals and deliverables of having a safer community and a partnership within the two. So, Mr. Limon, are you off mute?
I think so. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay, thanks, Johnny. So I'm Sergeant Eddie Limon. I'm the new sergeant for the HACLA team leader spot over at Newton CSP. I'll be working the Pueblo del Rio homes. The four components of CSP is community outreach, youth programs, public safety, critical enforcement, and safe passage. I know that the current programs that we do carry right now are boxing with Johnny Negrete. We have the Pueblo United Youth Football with Steve Rodriguez. We also do youth field trips. We have the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. Boy Scouts are starting with Big Will from Grid, helping out on that. We also do foot beats and the senior bingo. We have some other proposed programs that are going to be coming up that I'm excited about when I get there in late October. My officers that are working currently with me, so that you guys are aware, I have 5 senior lead officers. First name is Flo Talamantes. Another senior lead officer is Johnny Negrete, Pablo Soto, Steve Rodriguez, Lizette Triana. And then I have 5 P3s, Robert Deemer, Manuel Alvarez, Rafael Rodriguez, Jose Vaca, and Cynthia Hernandez. I've met some of you over at the community meeting we got together for the introduction over at the Pueblos, and I was very impressed with not just the amount of people that showed up, but the type of people that were there. So with each and every one of you, I think we have the potential to really make Pueblos a great place as far as safer for the youth and give them a brighter future to look forward to. So I'm looking forward to it, and given this opportunity, I hope to get to know each and every one of you and work with all of you.
Thank you, Sergeant Limon. And we appreciate it. Yeah, we did receive a lot of information from Captain Espinosa that's going to be over the CSP program. We have some time to open this up for questions. Please raise your hands, and we have questions for Sergeant Limon. I'd like to go ahead and start off the question. Of
Sure.
course.
Go ahead, Johnny.
So, Sergeant Limon, question:
Yes.
Will you be the sergeant for the CSP officers over at South Park and Pueblos? Are they a combined team, or is it a separate units? Or?
It's separate teams, but we're all working together to achieve the same results. So we still have the same mission, the same components. The area that I'm in charge of is going to be the Pueblos. Sergeant Kinji is over at South Park. So he's the contact for South Park or any related issues that you would like to address. Will be over with Sergeant Kinji. But yeah, Pueblos.
Great. And so is Captain Espinoza going to be over both Pueblos and South Park?
That's correct.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that was my question. Do we have any questions?
Maria had a question. I'm asking her to unmute, but I'm not sure. María, ¿tienes una pregunta?
Sí, tengo una pregunta. El
A
área
ver.
que, bueno, antes que nada, felicitarlo porque sé que va a ser un trabajo muy grande en Pueblos del Río junto al equipo que tiene y que se está viendo el cambio que están
Gracias.
haciendo los oficiales.
María, déjame traducir un poco para poder. Foremost, we would like to congratulate Sergeant Limon for his new position because she knows that he is doing an amazing work.
Thank you.
Como se lo dije, espero que haga mejor el trabajo aquí en Pueblos y esperemos verlo seguido también.
Gracias, María. Sí. Sí, de seguro me van a saber por mucho tiempo en los pueblos y ojalá podamos trabajar juntos para lo que se necesite en los pueblos. Ahí está para su disponible.
Sí, muchas gracias. Se lo agradezco
Sí.
mucho y sí, vamos a seguir trabajando en equipo para sacar a Pueblos adelante.
Gracias, de nada.
That Reina, or help me out because I may have missed something. But yeah,
Sergeant Limon just said that definitely going to see him around, and that he's going to be supporting every effort with what's taking place at Pueblos, with working with the community and working with her. I think I got that.
Thank you. So we have folks that are on here. Does anyone have a question in regards to CSP? I do have one other question, Sergeant Limon. Given that we are going to be starting committees here, we'll be talking about them pretty soon. Business and Economic Development Committee, faith-based, resident stakeholders, safety, senior citizen and youth, and safety being something that we can we can agree that it is needed in our community of Newton. Is it possible that CSP can dedicate maybe an officer to attend the safety meeting so we can push and help one another's goals to a safer Newton community and help identify goals that are gonna make a better quality of life here in our area?
Absolutely. I think communication is super important when it comes to the achieving our highest priority, which is our goals of safety. So whatever you guys need, if you can just give me some time with when the meetings will be taking place and where, if it's a monthly thing or if it's something that you guys just kind of want to come up with a meeting, I'll do my best to have somebody there representing the Pueblos or the CSP officers at the Pueblos.
Sounds good. And given that we have these different committees, if you feel that you fall into one of these categories or more than one, please, again, we're going to start building these committees, and we're going to get ready to talk about them soon. So if you stick around, you'll just you'll check out what CPAP has in line for this group.
Absolutely.
All right. So any other questions? Great. All right. Thank you, Sergeant Limon. Again, if you mind, you could actually. Oh, we have one question. We have a question from Miss Noreen McGlendon.
Sure.
And please, if you have a question, just let us know, and we will unmute you so you can go ahead and get your chat on. Give me 1 second. Where I can't find Noreen. Oh, there it is. Okay. Miss Noreen, you could unmute yourself.
All righty. Hi, everybody. I was wondering how how this CSP will, or do you have any particular things planned or outreach planned to encourage and engage African American kids in the Pueblos to participate?
Absolutely. I do have executive summaries that I'm putting together. What I'm having is every officer that has a program to write up an executive summary. I'm going to put all those together, and it has to go through my chain of command so that it can be approved to pass out. So you know what type of programs we're offering and who's running those programs. Also, it'll have a little bit of a bio of the officer, what our mission is, what our vision is, our four components of CSP, and also our contact information. Lastly, the proposed programs. I know we have a basketball court and we are not really utilizing that. I want to get in touch with a lot of volunteers. When I used to work in other youth program as a coordinator, I would get a lot of volunteers from different universities or colleges. They have to fulfill a certain amount of hours to graduate, and it would be great to have them come in to coach or mentor the kids as well. And so the officers are there and engaging with a lot more kids using those volunteers. So the basketball program would be one of them. We also have Glendale Community College that I partnered up with kind of a while back, but they have a few programs that are free. One of them I know that is a parenting program. So it'll help, adults dealing with their kids and maybe communicate a little bit better. And then also I know that I did make contact with Brenda and Jessica from Soledad Enrichment Action. And they do go door to door and check up on kids and build that rapport and try to get them on that right path. So there's a few things that we'll be working on. Again, I can't really say, hey, this is exactly what it's going to be, but they are in the mix. And at the end, we're going to do an assessment and an evaluation of each program with the parents and the kids that are involved. And hopefully we can see where we're at, what we're lacking, and what we can do better.
So I was an original member of the Watts Gang Task Force, and as you know, CSP started in Watts.
Yeah.
With Sergeant now, she's now, I forgot how far up the ladder she's gone now. Tinkerides, Imada.
Deputy Chief.
Huh?
Deputy Chief.
Yeah, I knew it was pretty high. I couldn't remember how far up she had gone, but in any event, one of the things I will say, and also having Concerned Citizens of South Central Los Angeles we operated for quite some time a soccer program. And I will tell you that if you make a concerted effort, for example, you have boxing and field trips and those things that you already have planned, that the officers that are in the Pueblos, that they go, like if you went and said, look, I want to make sure that that your children are welcome in this program. I think it's short-sighted, but I think in terms of people not recognizing that just because things are run by Latino officers that African Americans aren't involved, but children do tend to feel that way. I heard it a lot in our soccer program. So we had to work really hard to try to find African American, or at least even what we wound up finding were some Afro-Latinos, which was just as well, who are out there that look like the kids, because then they felt more comfortable to be there. So I know for a fact that CSP is useful and it helps. And I just want to make sure that all the kids at the Pueblos, and I know African Americans are outnumbered by a lot in our neighborhoods, but they also feel left behind a lot. So I just wanted to, knowing how successful that program is, I just wanted to find out if you had any intention of anything specific to target them to make sure that they feel welcome. But thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. And I would love to sit down and talk to you about that, because since you have some experience in working with Watts and in that community, I really find that useful and insightful. So hopefully I can get your contact info by the end of this, and we can chit chat.
Yes, indeed. And what I may do is I might look on here and do the private to you, and then just send it to you.
Perfect.
Now. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Sure.
It sounded funnier when I said it. It was not funny, but networking at its best. That's what we do, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions for Sergeant Limon, I do want to thank I do want to thank you for taking some time out and just pretty much explaining the CSP program, and and your commitment to working with the CPAB, and really engaging the CPAB members and our guests here today. We're all here for that positive change in our neighborhood.
Absolutely. Thanks, Johnny, for the opportunity.
Thanks. Thank you. Okay, so moving along our agenda is our executive council report. We just wanted to kind of go ahead and provide information on what pretty much we have in store. We've been thinking about through the executive council, and really strengthening the CPAB and everything that we've talked about, and to kind of meet the captain's goals, and really not necessarily the captain's, but Newton Division's goals, and really trying to work with one another to meet the goals that we have with each different group that's involved, resident and stakeholders. So some of the things that we're talking about is really building out some committees, you know what I mean, to strengthen the quality of life issues, to actually address the quality of life issues we have here in our within our community. So some of the committees that we've came up with, if you guys are referring to your agenda, Reina sent it out and you'll see it in the chat box, is business and economic development, faith-based, resident and stakeholder, safety, senior citizen, and youth. Why these? One of the things is that each and every one of these groups, each one of these clusters, they have been to the CPAB meetings. They've expressed concerns. They've also expressed, they've been motivated to help with finding solutions for some of these concerns. But a lot of the times in the general board meetings, we don't have enough time to address the questions of each individual of these separate clusters. So what we decided was to pretty much develop a committee from each and every one of these individuals that have actually came to these meetings, and also that will make a big impact in the quality of life of our neighborhood. Now, what the executive council has taken the lead on is by reaching out to individuals that have been in attendance of the CPAB meetings, and that have actually, that have been in attendance and attend quite frequently, to see if they are interested in actually being not only being part of the committee, but helping start the committee and getting it off the ground. Before COVID, we had a really great start with Lieutenant Whiteman over at the to start off the safety committee, and Jessica and Reina, they were part of these groups. And what they essentially did is that they were able in that span of time to have days of dialogue over at Lawson Park. And we want to continue having that, but not just with safety, but with the rest of the committees. So Reina, please feel free to jump in if I'm missing something, so I can go ahead and let the general CPAB members know of what we've been talking about. The safety committee has actually met, and they're going to be looking at reaching out to individuals. And if you have, and if you see a committee here that that may fit with what you do, please put it in the chat box, and we'll have somebody reach out to you in regards to that committee to provide you more information. So as far as the safety committee, they've met, and they're looking at getting it off the ground and reaching out to folks that are interested. As far as faith-based, again, we all know that the CPAP, this is something that we have to carve out time in our personal schedules to reach out to folks. So we have been looking at different individuals for the faith-based. Miss Mary has shown interest with that group, and also the senior citizen committee. So as far as the youth committee, we have had, there's been some interest with from Gilbert and Jessica and resident and stakeholder. There's also been some interest with Anna and some other folks, but this doesn't mean that, you know, we would essentially like the committees to meet and just have an individual. We're not saying they're going to be the chair. We're just saying that if they can take the lead on bringing the group together, so goals can be set and presented to the executive council and worked on and then presented to the general CPAP meeting. I need some water. So with that said, I mean, did I miss anything, Reina? Am I on point? You know what I mean?
You've touched all the points, Johnny. You did a great job.
Okay, so you know, and currently one of the things that we see at these executive, at these meetings, at the general, with the committee meetings, is that every chair of the committee would essentially be part of the executive council team, which currently on the executive council, Reina, you want to help me with that? That we see the following individuals are on the board. You're mute.
Yeah, thank you. The people that are going to be on the executive council meetings will be the leads of the committees and the executive board. So whoever those leads are for each one of the committees that are established, we will be meeting prior to our general CPAP meeting to report out whatever we've worked on during that month to present to the general CPAP board and the community.
Now, Reina, who is currently on our executive council?
Right now, it's Miss Mary, Gilbert, Ricardo, Jessica, myself, and Sergeant Ward. I'm not Captain Bias, and I think that's everybody.
Gilbert
has a question.
Yeah. And it's actually more of a comment to the topic, and you know, just using the committee for the youth engagement. As Johnny mentioned, we're looking for thought partners, and we just had a very amazing example with Noreen bringing the question to having an intentional effort to bring in more African American youth to participate. So something that those things might just be overlooked sometimes, and I understand that because it happens at a place called home. That's an environment where we say everyone's welcome, everyone can come. But when African American youth steps into an environment where there's only Latino and Latina kids, or a parent steps into an environment where there's only Latino, Latina parents, that's quite intimidating, and there can be a lot of nuances there and a sense of not belonging, even though the intention is everyone's welcome. So even with those nuances being brought to the table, you know, we can say, oh, we have 1,000 kids and they're all Latino, Latina, great, but there is a population we're gonna miss. So we want the right partners to be part of these committees so that we cannot miss those things. So please keep that in mind, and I really do hope you join us for these categorical issues that we've identified, so that we can better the community in so many different ways, all age groups, all different races, all different creeds, and all different people that in their denominations in terms of religion. So I'm very excited about this. And I think that Johnny, Reina, and the committee have done a great job with setting up the categories. We just need the people to come through. So it's an open invitation. So I do hope we get the, you know, it's a call to action. So please join us.
I like that, Gilbert. Call to action. You see? So I'm going to use it. So this is a call to action. You know what I mean? We've got things pretty much off the ground, and what we really need to do is, you know, come together as committees. You know, what Captain or Sergeant Ward can come out and do is really come and explain what is it that their goals and their deliverables are. There's a lot of agencies on here. Agencies have goals and deliverables as well. And if we can work hand in hand to help meet those, shit, we need to do that. You know what I mean? So again, if there is, you know, some, what is it? Some interest, you know what I mean? Please feel free to drop your information on the chat box, because each and every one of you is going to get reached out to. So, so you know what I mean, to talk about this. Again, I don't want the goal of this is not to get any members of the CPAB or you know, individuals get meetinged out, because we have tons of meetings, and now with Zoom they think we have just enough time for more meetings. But you know what I mean. But like, what we do is we want to go ahead and just X that out and just really have this call to action and have something very successful with LAPD. As we know, there's a lot going on, but you know, also there's a lot of good going on as well here in our Newton community and in the district with a department. So it's up to us to really highlight that alongside with the work that we're already doing, and figure out how do we partner and grow these relationships with our new senior lead officers, our captain, and the folks from here. Questions? Yay, Noreen. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, all right.
My pleasure, Johnny. Anytime, I can be of assistance, and I'm certainly willing to. You have my contact information. I'm certainly willing to do whatever it is to help, because youth are near and dear to my heart.
Oh, thank you, and we know that. We know that you are. We know you are a concerned citizen of South Central.
Shut up, Johnny. We're not gonna fight in public, Johnny. Okay.
Okay. So awesome. So is there? So again, if you please, you know, model Noreen, and you know, please drop that chat in there, whichever group that you may be interested in. We have our group, our executive council is going to be reaching out to you, myself as well, to make this happen. All right. So moving forward, are there any questions before we move on? Comments, concerns, quick complaints, you know, let me know. Awesome. All right, cool. So moving along, before we get into the crime trends, Captain, Miss Mary, if you can turn your camera on, she has something that she wants to actually, Miss Mary? And can we put ourselves on mute, please? Are you here, Ms. Mary?
Yes, I am.
Can you turn your camera on? There you go. So Ms. Mary, go ahead.
Right. Gilbert, are you there? Where's Gilbert?
He's there.
Is he there?
Gilbert.
Yes. There you go.
I was waiting for Raina to allow me to unmute.
Go
okay,
ahead.
Gilbert. With our deepest
Yes,
appreciation. Hello. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
With our deepest appreciation, we hereby honor Gilbert with this gift of recognition for your passion, unconditional commitment, and enduring dedication service as the co-chair to the LAPD Newton Community Police Advisory Board. We, as the LAPD Newton Community Board, would like to thank you, and this is what we have for you. Do you see it?
I see it, Mary. Thank you so much. It's a lovely gesture. I want to thank everyone on the Newton board and the police officers and the captain for allowing me to really give a little bit of myself to the community that I love so much. And, you know, we mentioned this in a previous meeting. I'm not gone. I continue to work with you all, and the passion is still there, and it's a lovely gesture, and thank you so much for displaying that, Miss Mary. I really appreciate it.
Oh, and you'll get it on Tuesday when we meet.
That's right. And is that a segue for National Night Out?
No,
Yes.
we're almost there. You know, Miss Mary loves you. You're her favorite. Shit.
I was just trying to set you up, Johnny. Just trying to set you up with a
Hey.
transition. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it.
Gilbert is one of my children.
There you go. Thank you, Miss Mary, for that. I appreciate it. And you know, Miss Mary, one of the reasons why I just wanted, you know, Miss Mary, because she's, you know, we had a conversation, and she's just so active, you know, and I felt that she could motivate some of the other seniors in our area to be active, jump on Zoom, you know, still go ahead and speak her mind. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what the what we want to see, more type of activity, which makes us a family here in Newton. You know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons why I reached out to her, and she accepted. Okay, so thank you, Ms. Mary, again. Moving forward, so we're gonna go ahead. Captain, are you there?
I am.
Okay, so take it away.
Thank you, everybody. So, I mean, first of all, I'm looking at everything that's happening right now, and it's incredible when you look at the fact that many divisions in the city, they've not even had their CPAP meetings because of COVID and things like that. And when you look at the fact that this board has missed one meeting in the last 6 or 7 months during the whole time that this has happened, I look across and I see down across we're translating in Spanish. We have city officials, so many different people from our community, from faith-based to different community members, to people that are involved in nonprofit groups. And when you look at this, it's pretty amazing. So really, thank you everybody for what you're doing and for what we're doing for the Newton community. And we got to keep it up, because I think together we can work collectively to get to where we need to be. So again, I'm just kind of looking at it from the 60th floor here, and it's pretty amazing. So thank you, everyone, first of all. I'll get into crime a little bit. A couple of things that I want to highlight. Unfortunately, our homicides are up a little bit. We're up 15% year to date. We're at 23 homicides compared to 20. That is the only area in violent crime that we're up. It's obviously in a very important area, but as far as rapes, we're down 22%. Robberies, we're down almost 19%. Aggravated assaults, we're down 3%. And overall, for total violent crime, we're down 9.6% for Newton area, which is pretty good, based on everything that's happening. Shots fired, we are up a little bit on shots fired, but the good part about that is that victims who have been shot were down almost 23% from last year. So we had so that's a good thing. Over the last couple of weeks, we did have 1 homicide, 52 aggravated assaults, 28 robberies, and 9 shootings with 3 victims hit. As far as our homicide that we had, it was at 1345 East 53rd Street. It was not gang related. No arrest has been made at this time, and it appears to be a narcotics related type of an event. Our Central Homicide Investigation Unit is working on that. As far as our aggravated assaults, Newton sustained 52. This is about 9.2 over what our goal is. So we had 3 over what we had over the last 5 weeks. As far as our aggravated assaults, I can tell you that 46% of them, almost half, are domestic violence related. So not things on the street that we can enforce. So that's just something that we're going to have to work as a community to work on, and through community engagement to work on that. As far as that, we're utilizing our DART component. We're also using our Family Justice Center that is helping us investigate a lot of these domestic violence cases. And we have secured 2 interns from USC that are conducting additional telephone follow-ups with victims of domestic violence to help reduce some of the victimization on that. So those are some of the things that we're doing collectively. I got a bunch of more stats, but what I wanted to kind of a couple of things that I need to touch on. As you can see, crime is going in the right direction as far as violent crime is concerned. But with a lot of the new changes, things happening, I want to encourage everyone out there to please email. You can email me. You can call. You can put your name on the chat, and we can get a hold of you. If you have ideas, if you have innovative things you've thought of on how we can reduce violent crime, things that we as a police department can do better, I want you to let us know, because absolutely we can't. I don't have it all figured out myself, and neither does my staff. So if there's something that the community can push forward for us, I'm more than welcome to entertain any ideas that will help us improve the quality of life in our communities, as well as reduce violent crime. That's something that I want to push out there. I also want to thank all our city partners that are working collectively with us. We had a fire at 3435 South Broadway. That fire was caused by some homeless individuals that were involved in criminal activity. We kind of collectively joined together as a group. Street lighting, DWP, Council District 9, and I want to thank Nora and Eunice and James Westbrook from the Council District that kind of spearheaded things there, and Officer Yesenia Rodriguez. They just kind of did a great job, and it just showed how when we come together as a city group and partners, how we can address things in a quick manner. And it was a great example of how we reduced and repaired a lot of the electricity that was being stolen, how that fire got caused, a lot of different things that happened. It was just a really good thing, and I want to thank everyone that did that. With that said, I want to address the elephant in the room on that. A lot of folks would think that because of some of the public announcements when it comes to defunding and how the police is working, that maybe there's a rift between the police department and some of our city entities, including our council district. That can't be further from the truth. I just want to tell you that we continue to work very close and collectively, and with our council district. I think we both have the same goals. We want to improve the quality of life in our communities, make it safer. We want everyone to thrive, and I think that's something that we both have as a goal. How we're getting there, we may have a difference of opinion on how we want to get to achieve those goals, but at the end, our goals are always the same. And I want to really publicly thank our field deputies, Jackie, Nora, Eunice, and James Westbrook, who work hand in hand with our police officers, especially our CRO and senior lead officers all the time, to get work done and work with our CSPs and all the different entities in the police department. So thank you very much for the work that they're doing. And I just want to make sure that is addressed. As far as just want a couple of things that are going to happen. I know Pastor Shepard will talk about it later, but him and I had a good conversation. We are planning a days of dialogue coming up here very soon, where we're going to have some of the youth and different community members meet one-on-one with police officers to discuss a lot of the national conversation topics that are coming up and try to learn about each other. We were very successful in working together a while back and doing this, and I think we're going to do it again. And we're looking at doing it in the next couple of weeks. I'll let him touch on that in a little while, but that is something that's upcoming. So I'm really excited about that, and I know that every time we do that, we gain momentum, because we get one person closer to understanding each other and making things work a lot better in our community. So excited about that happening. As far as our crime is concerned, still a lot of guns out there. But I can tell you, we still are very proactive. Our gang unit in a 13-day period arrested 29 different people with handguns. I only put out about 5 or 6 gang units a night. So for them to arrest 29 different individuals is pretty amazing. Cops in the city, a lot of kudos to that unit. They're definitely preventing a lot of different murders and violent crime from occurring by taking those guns off the street. So kudos to them on that. Lastly, there was a California Senate bill that came out, California Senate Bill 230, which revised our use of force policy. So I want to make sure that's that in a public forum, we're able to talk about that. The updates, some of the highlights that are updated for the police department are This bill adds proportionality to our current policy. So officers now will have to use a level of force that's reasonable and believe is proportional to the seriousness of the suspected offense and the reasonable perceived level of actual threat and resistance. There also adds a fair, unbiased language when using force, which is officers shall carry out their duties, including the use of force, in a manner that is fair and unbiased. Discriminatory conduct on a basis of race, religion, color, ethnicity, national origin, age, gender, identity, gender expression, sexual orientation, housing status, or disability while performing any law enforcement activity is prohibited. It highlights the de-escalation techniques as a factor of reasonableness in using force. It also makes pointing a handgun at a person a reportable use of force. And now we've also added adding rendering aid in a deadly force situation. So after use of force, officers shall immediately request a rescue ambulance for any person. In addition to, officers shall promptly provide basic and emergency medical assistance to all members of the community, including victims, witnesses, subjects, suspects, persons, or in custody, subjects of the use of force, and fellow officers, to the extent of the officer's training and experience in first aid, and to the level of equipment available to the officer at the time that the assistance is needed. We are also adds a requirement to intervene and report excessive use of force. So as an officer shall intercede when a present and observing another officer using force that is clearly beyond that which is necessary and as determined by objectively reasonable officer under the circumstances, taking into account the possibility that an officer may have additional information regarding the threat posed by the subject. And it adds necessary requirements for deadly force. And it also adds the requirement of, adds the definition of vulnerable population. And our vulnerable population includes, but are not limited to, children, elderly persons, people who are pregnant, and people with physical and mental development and disabilities. So all officers are required to go through this training right now. This is just another step that we are taking as the Los Angeles Police Department to move further and improve how force is utilized. And I think as we talk about crime and we talk about all these different things, it's really important to touch on this topic, because use of force is is one of the main topics that's being discussed out there. And I want to make sure that we understand as a board that there is revision in policies and things that we're looking at when we identify how officers use force.
Hey, Captain, are the officers going through this training now?
Yes, they are. It's
Okay.
it's a training that is online, and they're just revising they're getting the ability to understand what the policies are and what is required of them. So we get a lot of policies, a lot of different documents that go through, but officers, when it comes to, there's a couple of different policies that have to do with risk management, and they include pursuits, use of forces, search and seizure, things to do with legality of arrest. Those are topics that they just have to be very well versed on. And while we have so many different policies, they can't get away from understanding those things. And that is something that we're pushing right now. And obviously, we are also pushing procedural justice. For those of you that are not familiar with procedural justice, it's basically ensuring that our officers understand that the fairness of how they treat people is really important, that the process is much more important than the outcome. So if we stop someone in the streets, if there's an explanation, that they have the ability to understand why we're doing it, that the process, that there's neutrality in how we're doing it, that there's trustworthiness, that we treat people with respect, along with allowing them to voice their opinion on what's going on. So we want them to really be able to trust what we're doing. And at the end of the day, whether they're happy with what we have to do or not, it is really a matter of no one's really happy when they get stopped by the police, but we just want to make sure that there's a fair process when that happens, and that voices are heard, and that they're doing it neutrally, and that all officers are treating everyone in a fair manner. And that is a part of procedural justice, and that's part of expanded training that's going on for police officers now. And it's going to be really kind of almost like our core values and our mission statement that have to be well known. That is things that are going to be happening from now on. Procedural justice is going to be part of the fabric of what we do on a daily basis.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Captain. And just as just kind of touching the bullet points that we have left over for on your piece, you think we'll have an updated slow map by the National Night Out by the 6th?
We have one already. I have it in my possession. I don't know if Joe, can we push that out? I know you're on there. If we can push that out to everybody, because I have it right here, so I'm sure it's.
If you have it electronic and you could email it to Reina before the meeting's over, maybe she could go ahead and blast it out right here to everyone that's here now, and we can do that.
Joe,
can you unmute me, Johnny?
You're unmuted. Yeah,
oh, you can hear me? Okay,
yes.
Yeah. There was an error in that map that went out earlier, and I had them make edits to it, sir. So I'll get it out once I review it again, but there was a slight error in it.
Okay.
No problem.
So we'll wait for that. So as we move forward, move along. Hey, now that you're on, Sergeant Ward, I want to talk a little bit about National Night Out and how it kind of was born in October.
National Night. Well,
is the We Tip people here, Joe? I saw that We Tip is on here. Are they?
Yeah, We Tip is on here, sir. Unfortunately, Joe couldn't make it, but he did send me his agenda. I'm sorry, John Spoko couldn't make it. He had something come up, but he did send me his agenda. And anyone, I can read that if anyone has questions on it, sir, or however you want me to proceed with it. I also emailed it to Reina, and she can get it out to the masses.
That's one thing we can do. If you wanna scan it, Sergeant Ward, and send it out to Reina, or maybe we could just so we can talk about National Night Out, I'm thinking, and we could probably make time at our next CPAP meeting so we can talk about We Tip, just to be respectful of the time.
Sergeant, emailed it to me, and I'll screenshot it and add it so that people can look at the information now in case they have questions for later.
Okay, thanks, Raina.
So go for it, Sergeant Ward.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. You know what? Also, Johnny, one thing I wanted to mention is that senior lead officers are on the line right now, but I think they're in conference call mode, so I'm not sure if they're muted or unmuted, but all the senior leads are on the line right now. If there are questions that anyone has of them after I go over National Night Out.
I think one of the main questions that was out, that's why I asked for the map, because Noreen did have the question of like what Captain identified their section as a certain area, a certain zone. So if we can have just the map, so we could move the agenda along, and then that way each individual here knows who their senior lead officer is.
Yeah, I'll get that out to you for sure.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
National Night Out is going to occur Tuesday, October the 6th. Something we're really excited about here at Newton Station. It's going to be here at this station, which is 3400 South Central Avenue, and it's going to be located in our north parking lot just outside of the station. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The time is going to be from 5:00 p.m. to 7:00 p.m. And what that's going to entail is we'll have a pop-up tents out there. We'll also be giving out meals. We hope to give out at least 500 meals, if I'm not mistaken, Yesenia. And in addition, we'll be giving out, I think, backpacks. Johnny, did you come up with some backpacks?
We're working on those we'll have some information on that tomorrow. But
okay. And we're also going to be educating the community on, how to stay safe and not become the victim of a crime, whether it be somebody breaking into your home or your car, or you're the victim of a violent crime such as a robbery or a battery or something aggressive against you. How to keep yourself safe in these times. An additional, we'll have Mary Freeman there. She'll represent our faith outreach. If anyone wants to come up and just talk about Christianity in their life, Mary will be there to help us with that. as well as a bunch of other volunteers. We'll also have a command staff officer there, of course, being led by Captain Bias.
Awesome. Rodriguez, you want to add anything?
We're also going to give out the steering wheel club to community members to prevent GTAs that we've had in the areas. New detectives are also providing the license plates, the screws to prevent that from the license plates as well as vehicles for the community. And then we're going to have, besides from the school supplies, we're going to have the library, right, Johnny, with the books. And we also just got word that we're going to have the paletero, which is exciting because it's going to be a hot day with ice cream with the little cart. So we're going to be passing that out as well. And we're also going to be giving out masks that LAPD has been passing out for the residents as well.
Great. Well, I mean, we're expecting to have a great event. One thing that we do have, since we have a lot of CBOs and folks that provide information to the community and resources, well, we are asking if you can bring a stack of flyers to either the station, myself, or Reina. And what we can do is we're putting together a packet of all the resources we collect from each individual group, so we can distribute as a packet to the drive up as every community member comes up for information and resources. So we want to go ahead and put that out there for everyone, and just make it a very family-friendly event. Well, CPAP will be there. If you're interested in participating in some capacity, please feel free to email myself or Reina.
Just say really quickly, for anyone that wants to share a flyer, it would be great if we can have that flyer emailed by no later than tomorrow. So if we do need to print out masses of flyers, we can print them out by the weekend, no later than Monday, because the event does take place on Tuesday.
Reina, would you mind sharing your email address on here, please?
Of course not. I'll do it right now.
Thank you. Okay, great. So as we move forward, we have about a few minutes. We're actually doing great on time. So I'm not trying to keep y'all all from your novela, from your stories, you know. So well, we're gonna go ahead and try to keep the announcements to you know, if you have an announcement, please raise your hand. Or just go ahead and drop it. Oh, and VOA LA Noon too, we bring school supplies. Thank you, Irma. So I know we have some elected officials here. I saw Sinai from our great Congresswoman Roybal Allard. Are you here? Yes, ma'am.
Everyone has the option to unmute.
Okay.
Hi, Johnny. Yes, thank you. Hi, everyone. Good evening. This is Sinai with the Office of Congresswoman Lucio Roybal Allard. I just wanted to give a brief update. For one, as you may have seen, the census will be extended till the end of October, is what the recent court rulings announced. Recent court rulings also announced that USCIS will have to freeze their fee increases that were going to negatively affect many of our community members who are trying to become US citizens. The rate was increased by about 80%. So thankfully, those fee increases are not going to take place as of tomorrow due to the injunction. Also, I wanted to give the update that House Democrats recently announced an updated version of the HEROES Act. And this is something that they had to negotiate in order for the Republican Senate, and at the end, ultimately, the Trump administration to sign. So this was recently announced, and we're hoping that this is going to be one of the next COVID relief packages that we'll be seeing. Lastly, I just want to share with everyone, the Congresswoman has a webpage specifically for coronavirus resources and information that I highly encourage anyone with questions or simply looking for more community resources. We try to keep that updated as much as we can. So I encourage you to check it out. It's roybalallard.house.gov, and you'll see the coronavirus webpage available at the top. And also our office is available. We're still working remotely. But we're taking live phone calls. So our phone number is the same for the district office, and I'm happy to leave that through the message comments. I'll leave my email, the office phone number, and the website where you can find more resources.
I'm sorry, Sina, I went ahead and dropped your email, but I didn't drop
thank you. Perfect.
I didn't drop your personal number or nothing. Don't worry, I'm sorry.
And no worries.
All right, I see that we also have a council member Price, Nora, and Eunice are on as well. Are they there? Nora, Eunice. Do we have any announcements? You'll just have to unmute yourselves.
Here, can you hear me? It's Nora.
I can.
Hey guys, so I just want to let you guys know that we're having a food drive on Saturday, October the 5th at Mount Moriah Church. So I will share the flyer with Reina today, but it'll be Saturday, October the 3rd from 9 to 11 a.m. It's a drive-through, and it's at Mount Moriah, 4269 South Figueroa Street. And then also just a reminder, the census deadline, I was informed it was the deadline is October 5th. So just, if you haven't filled out your census, please go to the website and fill it out. It's really important that everybody's counted and we're able to get those dollars for projects, in the future. So check out the website and fill out the census. We are having, so this year, because of COVID, we're not going to be having our senior luncheon. So we're kind of doing it COVID edition this year. So we will be delivering meals to seniors the week of November. Oh my God, let me pull up the flyer. It will be in November. So I will share that flyer as well, but folks just need to call in and register, and we will be making deliveries a week in November. So
thank you, Nora. Those flyers that you have, if you can get us some copies, that'd be awesome, so we can have them ready for our National Night Out.
And I've also added the flyers to the chat, just in case.
Yeah. So that was gonna be my question. How many flyers do you guys want me to print? That way I can just print them and bring them down, maybe Monday or Friday.
500.
500. Okay. So we'll get those printed and bring them down, and then also our office will be hosting antibody testing in October, so October 13th through the 15th. So if you're interested in that, I will also share the flyer. Reina, I think I emailed it to Reina to share with you all. So I'll bring those flyers as well. And also, thank you so much to Newton. You guys have been super helpful with all the issues we're having with homeless and just, things that spring up last minute. I want to give kudos to Yesenia. Yesenia has been super helpful and all your help always. So thank you. And that's all I had. I don't know if Janice had anything.
Nora, this is Gilbert. I do have a clarifying question. We just heard from Sinai that census was extended to the end of October. Just want to double check what the real date is.
Yeah, I was pretty sure I saw something today. It said October 5th because they were going back and forth. So as soon as I get off the phone, I'm going to email our contact. But if Sinai could also check, because I thought it was October 5th because they were going back and forth.
Going back and forth this week alone. Like yesterday, they extended it to the end of October per the court ruling. But
because they could. Yeah, because I saw something this morning, so that's why. But we'll double check, and then we can let you know.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for fighting to get us.
Hi, everyone. Johnny, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Eunice. ¿Cómo estás?
Good. How are you? This is Eunice from Councilmember Price's office, everyone. So I just want to also add on to what my colleague was saying. As far as the LADOT announcements, the LADOT Department Parking Enforcement and Traffic Control will resume parking enforcement beginning on October 15. And this is per the instruction of our Mayor Garcetti. So LADOT has also launched an economic relief measure to assist Angelenos in need, including a new early pay program that will basically reward anyone with discounts on citations for early payments. So I would suggest, if you have any questions please visit the LADOT website or reach out to our office. I will provide our district office information, including my email and cell phone number. I also want to take the time to congratulate and welcome Sergeant Limon. I am the field deputy that covers, I don't know if he's still on the meeting, but I'm the field deputy that covers Pueblo del Rio housing, and I am very excited and I look forward to working with you. It is not a secret that when departments and people come together, the outcome is, it's great, especially for the people that we're serving. So I look forward to all the changes that are up to come.
Thank you. I agree.
Thank you, guys. So moving along. I'm sorry. So, yes.
Hi.
Who's it?
This is Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi. I'm sorry that I joined the meeting late. I had another conflict, but since this is announcement time, I just wanted to give a shout out to Officer Garcia and Officer Fernandez for their help and support in helping to resolve a major problem that we were having in our area. And they did not give up on it. And so far, the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, have been good. But I just wanted to say thank you to them.
Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. And also, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and take something out of Gilbert's book. What did you say, Gilbert? It's nice. A shout out. Let's go ahead and submit those good those papers.
Yes, Johnny.
I gotta learn what that paper is though. But okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Johnny, we also have the neighborhood prosecutor Paul Pressey on. If you can allow him to come
Cool.
on.
But let me just get one question before Paul, because Edwina has been having her hand up for quite some time. Edwina, go ahead.
And this is Edwina Fisher with South Central Prevention Coalition. It's not actually a question. I just wanted to say that we're having a national prescription drug take back. We're having something on October 24th at the Watts Health Center at 10300 Compton Avenue, where you can safely and anonymously dispose of all of your unused prescription medication.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll send you guys the flyer.
Thank you. Thank you. Captain, you want to go ahead and introduce the city attorney?
Yeah, I'd like to, if we can get Paul and then Pastor Shepard, he's going to talk about the days of dialogue. So we can start with Paul, please. Go ahead, Paul.
Sounds good. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Captain, and thank you, Johnny. I'll make it quick here. My name is Paul Purcell. I'm a deputy city attorney here, and I'm assigned to the Newton office here as the neighborhood prosecutor. I'll put my email up in just a little bit. If anybody has any neighborhood prosecutor issues that they would like to discuss with me anytime, just please send me an email. And just a couple of quick updates. First of all, as far as the court system goes, the jury trials will resume on October 14th. And in March, obviously this year here, the presiding judge had delayed all trials, but they will resume on October 14th. There also are a couple of assembly bills working their way through. They're imminent, and one is AB 3234. And that one, what it does is it offers a little bit more diversion. The judge can actually offer diversion if the prosecutor and the defense counsel have not come to an agreement. The judge can step in. And there is another one, AB 1950, and that one basically it limits probation rather than the traditional 3 year. It'll limit it to a year. Now, both of these would involve crimes that are nonviolent crimes. So, but that's it. I'll put my email up in a little bit. If anybody has any questions, please email me at any time.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
So also you said Pastor Shepard.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So just a quick time check. It's 7:10, everyone. But thank you, Pastor Shepard. Go ahead.
Yes, just real quickly. First of all, thank you, everyone. You know, I try to make these when I can. When I'm not, Sharon Green, who's on here, you see her. She represents our ministry. But in talking to the captain a few days ago about having this dialogue, you know, as you know, the community, particularly the Black community, was very hurt and upset about the Breonna Taylor situation. And then when these things happen, I think this one was it's a hard one. It's a very hard one for our community when we hear that the bullets that didn't hit her are the ones that are being being used to be charged for the police officer. So when that happens in the community, even good police officers fall under a umbrella in the Black community of they're all bad, right? And so our job is to try to make sure that doesn't happen, because that's very untrue. Any meetings and any things that I'm having, I'm always talking about in what's going on in my neighborhood and my relationship with Sergeant Kenji and the captain and the Newton Division and CSP particularly. But this dialogue is going to, it's going to concentrate on the tension between particularly police officers and the African American community as it relates to even when one is pulled over, when engagement, knowing the rights, knowing what to do and what not to do, making sure that both people are able to see each other, see the perspective of each other from each other's shoes. I feel like it definitely can't never be a thing where, it's kind of one-sided, if you will, kind of inviting the other side. But I think that we need to make sure that we are coming together and creating a lot of these things from the beginning and making sure that both sides come there feeling great. And we're figuring out a way to do it, because right now, just to be honest, to tell the Black community, let's come sit down with police officers, it's kind of a hard thing. One of the things that we did when we did the Church in the Park thing is we did something that was very fun for them. And at that event, they were able to engage with police, and people who were pretty much anti-police left that like, wait a minute, I met some police officers who are all right with me. They actually remember the police officers' names. So we just kind of want to do more of that, and just being patient and understanding the sensitivity of the matter. And so that's what I'm going to be working on as well. You guys will be hearing about it. I'm going to definitely be working on it along with LAPD, and just making sure that that we can bring people into the room, and when they leave the room, they can leave with a different perspective, and that could just kind of lessen the tension between law enforcement, and particularly the Black community.
Thank you, Pastor Shepard. And when you have that information, please make sure to send it out to us so we can help promote your event.
Thank you.
That you're putting together. So as we move forward, I know Maria has a comment, and I think we're going to go ahead and if we don't have any more comments or questions, we could go ahead and have that be the last one. Maria?
Hola, Johnny. Hola a todos. Les quería comentar que en Pueblos del Río el día miércoles se está dando comida de las 11 a la 1, 2 de la tarde, según como se vayan terminando. Y también que estamos el día 30 de octubre, se está trabajando para tener el Halloween para los niños, ¿verdad? Y todos son bienvenidos, no importa que no viva en Pueblos del Río, todos son bienvenidos.
So what Maria is saying, that every Wednesday, the food is distributed over at Pueblos del Rio. Every Wednesday from 11 to about 2 o'clock. And then they're also, the RAC, the Resident Advisory Committee there, along with CSP, are working on a Halloween event, being mindful of social distancing and all that good stuff. So with that said, she wants to invite everyone there. She will have a flyer. Everyone there, stay, regardless if you live in the Pueblos community or not. You, as the president of RAC, she wants to invite you and the constituents to come pick up some food for residents and to the Halloween party. So put on your costume and let's go.
No, y también darle gracias a todos los miembros de CIPA por el apoyo que me están dando, se los agradezco mucho. Cada evento que lo hacemos junto es algo que sale muy bonito. Y quiero agradecerles de todo corazón, de veras que se tomen ese tiempo para toda la comunidad apoyarla.
Gracias, Maria. So she also wants to thank the everyone from CPAP, everyone from from LAPD for all the support that she's been getting from over at Pueblos, and hope she gets continued support. All right. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, everyone. As we move along, I think we had a successful meeting. Please stay tuned for November 5th at 6 p.m. for our next agenda meeting. You will be getting reached out to in regards to committees, and we hope to hear from you soon. Questions, comments, please let us know, okay? Everyone have a great evening, and
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, quick question. This is Officer Tom Cardona. I'm working acting slow for 63. Hey, quick question, Pastor Shepard. What's your actual address? I know you're talking to Sergeant Kenji about reaching out, speaking to cops. I also want to make sure that if you are in my area, that you can get my email and we can hopefully talk as well.
Pastor Shep has left. He had a physical meeting. Our address is 326 East 47th Place.
Great. Can you do me a favor? Just put me on your email tree so we can hopefully talk later on a later date. I'll give you my serial number and my email address if that'd be okay.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Well, thank you,
It's gonna
everyone. And
can I just say it out real quick? I'm not in the chat. I'm actually on a mobile phone.
Okay, hold on. Let me get myself prepared to take it.
No problem. Thank you.
And what's your name, officer?
My name is Officer Tom Cardona. I'm gonna be acting slow for Officer Sines until he gets back. But I just overheard this conversation. I would just love to be take part of it. If you get down my serial number, I will get back that email tree.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's going to be 39688 at lapd.online.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
All right, so everyone, again, as we move forward, I want to thank everybody for being here and have a great evening. See you soon. Bye now.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Johnny. Good job. Thanks, Raina. Mary. Good job, guys.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
a todos.
Bye, everyone.
Cuídense.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.